That was my first time that I saw Japanese championships, 3 important categories, and I was really very impressed because the level of the competitors was very high. In general, everyone was in a very good shape. So I was very positively surprised with the level. But what surprised me mostly was the timing, because I never saw, maybe one time in Korea only, the competition start exactly on time and exactly on time, so which is very unusual. In Europe, never happened like this. You know, it's not so easy to compare, but what I noticed that all of them have been in a very good shape, which is not so usual situation, because always you see a very weak competitors and the very good ones. Here, average level was very good and no one was not in shape. So this is important. The best competitor from the competition for me, in general, was the lady in women's body fitness. The winner in body fitness, I consider the best competitor from this competition. But there was a few competitors that have a really good international chances. Also bikini, in general, very good level. So the semi-final, really a very, very good level. And in general, men's physique, for example, very good athletes, but I consider mostly muscular men's physique, because they have been little bit too much muscular, but in very good shape. Yeah, you know, this is not so easy for the judges if they face situation that all the athletes in the category are a little bit too muscular, because what the judges have to do, so they have to choose what they see. If they have in front of them the lineup that is in general too strong, like it was the case of men's physique, so for the judges it's difficult. But this happened also at the international competition, the same kind of problems, but this has to be solved by the head judge. So the head judge should take a decision to eliminate from the first call-out the too strong the athletes. But it's not easy job, and not everywhere the head judges are doing themselves. So that's why it's important to have a very brave judging panel that will take responsibility for this difficult decision. But it's not just in Japan, it's all over the world, the same problem. Too big muscles, when the athlete is considered good, it's very difficult for the judges to place him down. It's difficulty that exists in every national federation. I consider the Japanese federation have all capacity to organize any of international competition. They just have to apply to the IFBB. Maybe in the beginning, maybe Asian championships, and then you can ask for some world championships. But I'm sure you have capacity, because when I saw the organization today, there was no weak points. Everything was smooth, very well prepared, running by the time. So I'm sure you can organize any of international competition. The IFBB is performing doping control in every national competition. So we are signatory of WADA code. There is not a big number of positive cases. We reduce a lot of positive cases. Still some appear, like in any other sport. But we are cooperating with WADA. We are cooperating with the national federations that are obliged to perform doping tests at every competition of season. So we just follow the WADA code. The rules are living matter, so we are open for any suggestion. So we open, since Dr. Santoja was elected as a president, we add many new categories. We hear what people are talking about our sport. We are looking for proposals, and we try to respond with the new categories if necessary. So we are open for any suggestion. I remember when we implement bikini, everybody was like, bikini, what is going to be? And this is one of the most successful category. The same story were with the men's physique. People was, like confused with the Bermudas. This is not a sport. And the men's physique is one of the most popular categories. So we are open for any suggestion. We are open for it. And we try to create, if necessary, we will create the new categories for sure. It's up to the judges. Yeah, it's up to the judges because, this is a prize for the democratic process. If we will decide by one person, this is not anymore democratic, and people will have a doubt if the decision was fair or not fair. If there is a decision made by the 9 independent judges, it is a democratic process. So it is difficult, it's not easy, but nobody says that judging is going to be easy. That's why we deliver seminars, we educate the judges, we let them be experienced, so they have to pass several competitions to reach the one level higher. So it's not an easy job. So you have to be talented for judging, and you have to possess the knowledge about the rules. What I'm expecting from the no, I'm expecting to, as they are participating in the international competition, you bring the athletes, you bring the judges, so you are a very strong participant. So we're expecting you to organize international competitions. So step by step, I don't know which one, but any international competition will be welcome in Japan. So I see the federation is in the good hands, and Sincere is developing very well. So we are satisfied very much from the Japanese Federation. Maybe it's not an anecdote, but it is just some funny experience. When I went for the first time for the World Championships in 1982, I have to compete in 90 kilo. And I was on the very tough diet, very hungry, so very not happy, when you are hungry, you're not happy. Then I walk on the street in Bruges, in Belgium, and I met a guy from USA. It was Lee Haney, very famous bodybuilder. So I approached him, asking him, what should I eat before the competition? Because he was eating something like it's a kind of cake or something like this, and I was like surprised what he's eating before the competition. So he told me, you have to load carbs because your muscles are going to get bigger for the competition. So I went back to the hotel, but happy that I can eat something. But then I realized that my body weight is on the limit. So I went to the gym just to train a little bit to get down my body weight, and I met another athlete, was another famous athlete, Albert Beckles. So then I asked him again about the advices, what to eat. And he gave me completely opposite advices. So he told me, you can eat today only half can of tuna with some lemon, nothing else. So when I come back to the hotel again, then I realized who told me truth. And then I realized both of them were right. Because Lee Haney, as a heavyweight competitor, he don't care for his body weight. He wished to be bigger, with full muscles. Albert Beckles already knew that I'm going to compete under 90 and I am overweight. So I cannot eat. I have to eat just something small, some protein, but not carbohydrates. So that gives me idea that always when you hear something, you should have your own knowledge to realize which advice you have to use. It was just an anecdote from my first World Championships. I'm in the IFBB since 1982. Since 1986, I am the international judge. So I miss in these years only one World Championships and one European Championships. I have been all other present, some of them as a competitor, mostly as a judge. IFBB is a part of my family, simple like this. We feel like family in the IFBB. So I know President Santoja since almost 40 years. So it's a quite long time. So we are traveling worldwide together. So we meet the same people, friends from different countries. It's a family. Just keep doing what are you doing until now, because I see a nice work in the federation and big progress and much more better competitors that compete at the international level. So you are in the good track, and we count on the Japanese Federation very much. So keep going, keep doing your good job.
Japan Bodybuilding and Fitness Federation.